2013, Wyatt Winfield, a Helena Bighorns hockey player, was killed in a tragic car accident, leaving many family members, teammates, and friends heartbroken. When I received the text from my father saying a Helena player had died, my heart sank. I didn't know this young man. I had never spoken to him. I knew absolutely nothing about him. Yet on some level, I mourned for the family. I mourned for his teammates and for every person in Helena who had the pleasure of knowing Wyatt. When I read his obituary, I felt like I had known him for years, even though I hadn't. Most families grew up watching their favorite football or baseball team. I grew up watching hockey. Even though I knew nothing about the sport, really, I grew to love it with a passion that I can't explain. At first, I thought it was all about choosing a favorite team, arguing with rival fans, and about which team was better. That was until the year my family housed a Quake player, and I slowly started to see what it was all about. I didn't connect that the players came from all around the country, leaving behind their family and friends for something they love, knowing nobody when they venture out to the middle of nowhere, but they do it for the love of the game, the passion of the game. Yet when they meet their teammates, a bond is formed. Regardless of background, a brotherhood is forged among the players. On Friday, March 22nd, 2013, the Helena Bighorns made the lengthy road trip to Cody, Wyoming to face the Quake hockey team in their first playoff game against each other. When I sat down in my usual section, I noticed the jersey. The jersey said Winfield, number 15, and was hung on the visitor sign above the Bighorns bench. The feelings that struck me were overwhelming. I noticed how hard Helena was playing. Even though the Quake had been playing a great game that night, I couldn't believe how hard Helena was fighting for this win. Then something dawned on me. The Bighorns weren't playing for a simple win. They weren't playing for the entertainment of the crowd. They were playing for their fallen brother Wyatt. The first and second periods blew by. The scoreboard still read 0-0. And then in the third period, Helena scored, and soon the game was over. The Bighorns defeated the Quake 1-0. At the end, the winning team gathered around the goal and started celebrating. But it was too far away to hear what they were saying. I was told later they were paying tribute to their fallen brother, Wyatt. The jersey serves to remind all of us that life is not about wins, losses, scoreboards, or rivalries. The jersey should remind us all that life is precious and all about relationships we have with friends, families, and teammates. Life is a gift and should not be taken for granted. Helena qualified for the national championships and will be playing in Rochester, Minnesota next weekend, and they're going to play Wyatt's way. Hey, there you go. That was a very nice story that was written. And for those of you that don't really know the whole story behind that little transcript there, Helena Bighorn player Wyatt Winfield passed away from a single vehicle accident back on March 15th. And as they were in Cody, this girl, Jessica Williams, a junior at Cody High School, felt compelled to write the story. And it's one of those stories that it shows you that there's more to this game than what happens on the ice.
Yeah, there is, and it makes me tear up when I listen to that. You did a good job, and she did a great job putting that piece together.
Yeah, she did a wonderful job. Jessica has a love of English and composition, and she wrote this piece, and we felt it was kind of important to share with everybody out there that sometimes you forget that these young men trying to move on and pursue the dream, life still gets in the way, and tragedy does befall all of us. And these guys, Helena Bighorns, they are moving on to Rochester. They won the Lewis and Clark Cup as they defeated Yellowstone at home last Friday. So they're moving on to the USA National Championships back in Rochester, Minnesota.
I look forward to seeing them back there playing, getting live reports from not only the Helena Bighorns but some other teams as well. And then, of course, we've got our game here today. In about an hour and 10 minutes, we'll be started. We've got Idaho against the Bay Area Seals for the Thorne Cup Championship.
How we got this way was back on March 28th, the first round. Southern Oregon beat Dallas 4-2. The Bay Area Seals lost to the El Paso Rhinos 6-3. Fresno Monsters took a hit. Close game. Idaho defeated Fresno 4-3. Then on round 2, Friday, March 29th, El Paso came back and took it to Fresno 8-3. Dallas ended up taking another loss to the Bay Area Seals 4-2, which secured Bay Area's position in the semifinals. And Dallas went 0-2, and they were on their way. Well, they're out of the tournament. They're not on their way home yet. They're still here because they flew. So they got. I think they're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday. Ran into the coaching staff today, and they were a little disappointed, but they had a good time nonetheless.
Idaho ended up taking Southern Oregon apart 10-1 in round 2, but Southern still qualified based on the losses of the teams ahead of them. So Southern, they did qualify for the semifinals. Saturday, March 30th, Bay Area kind of surprised El Paso, not maybe by beating them, but by how they beat them. Bay Area 7, El Paso 2, and then Southern Oregon last night in the nightcap played Idaho again for the 10th time. Ended up taking the loss 3-1, which puts Bay Area as the number 2 seed in against Idaho, the number 1 seed for the Thorne Cup Championship, which does happen to, it's about a little over an hour away. 64 minutes to be exact, and you can catch all that action on fasthockey.com as Dick Dorfman, he's been calling every single game since the first one. The guy is just a powerboat. He's just walking through this stuff. Dick Dorfman with fasthockey.com giving you all the play-by-play.
Yeah, Idaho trying to go for the three-peat, so it's going to be a fun game to watch. The speed and finesse of the Idaho team, and then you've got the big physical play of the Bay Area Seals. It's going to be a good matchup, and then of course you've got Mendenhall in net for Idaho most likely, and Orsic in the net for the Bay Area Seals. It's going to be a goalie battle as well. Be fun to watch.
Daniel Selby actually leads goaltenders in the tournament. 3 games played, 2-0. He's got a .86 goals against, 95% save average. Mendenhall, who was between the pipes last night when they played Southern Oregon, 5-0, 1 shutout, 1.07 goals against, and a 94% save average. That's pretty dang good. And then Orsic, who is ranked number 10 right now, 6-3, 2.76 goals against, 92% save average. And we've watched this kid play all tournament long.
Aggressive, big, fast. I don't know what else to say. I've seen him stop some breakaways that I thought these kids had past him, and he just came over on 2 of them and stacked the pads and made a really good save. But that's what size is going to get you. You're able to cover a lot more area in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, both big boys, Mendenhall and Orsic, both on the larger size for being a goaltender. A lot of support comes from the local community here in McCall, Idaho. Hayden Tanner, McCallidahorealestate.com. America's best value in Lardo since 1973. Idaho First Bank. KDZY FM 98.3 Heartland Country. McCallCabins.com. Then you have the Shore Lodge, who held the opening ceremonies on Wednesday night. That Special Greg and I got to go hang out there and meet all the teams, coaches, and great staff there at the Shore Lodge. Hometown Pizza, we went there yesterday as well. Great pizza place. It's, what's really weird? They don't allow franchises in McCall, so everywhere you go, it's sort of like going home for dinner.
Yeah, it's all local run businesses here.
It's awesome.
With the exception of Subway. They were able to get in before the ban on franchises was put in.
The whole ban, and Jeff Lancaster, Pro Mix Sound and Video, doing all the video technical aspects of the Thorne Cup this year. You can get a hold of Jeff at ProMixSoundVideo.com or give him a call, 925-672-2627. He's up out of Seattle, Washington. Send him an email, ProMixAudioVideo@AOL.com.
He has been all over the place, working his tail off, making sure this runs
busy.
Well. He is busy, and he went out for a run this morning too.
Yeah, saw him at breakfast actually, and yeah, just a busy guy, doing a great job. I know maybe a lot of people watching on FastHockey.com may not be used to this whole 3-camera switching element. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, it gives you, the viewer, a much better sense of the game at proper times. You also have to remember that all the action being shot is being archived. All the different angles are being archived for the DVD that will be produced of this tournament, and that footage will be included. So there's a couple two-prong element here why we have 3 cameras going. And those, I think we talked to Jeff yesterday, and he said the DVDs should be available within, what?
3 weeks.
From the completion from today. They should be ready to go, and you can always go to his webpage and check it out, promixsoundvideo.com, and you can see all the videos available. Reasonable prices, too. Really reasonable.
With all the work that he's going to be putting into them, they are very reasonable. And the more you buy, there's a big discount. So get a hold of Jeff, either his website or email that we've talked about. Get those things ordered. You will enjoy it.
ProMixSoundVideo.com, that's the website. ProMix Audio and Video at AOL.com is the email address. We're going to take another quick break, waiting for a special guest, folks. You won't want to miss this. This guy, there's a reason this cup is named the Thorne Cup, and you're going to find out real soon why exactly it is called the Thorne Cup. So here we go. We're going to take a quick break. Back in just a bit. 6 teams converge on McCall, Idaho, March 28th through the 31st. 4 days of hard-hitting, ice-flying, in-your-face hockey until there are only 2 teams left. And in the end, only 1 team will raise the Holy Grail, the Thorne Cup. If you can't make it in person, then make sure you catch all the action on fasthockey.com starting March 28th with the voice of the Idaho Junior Steelheads, Dick Dorfman. This ain't no Tupperware party. Strap in and hold on tight. This may be a bumpy ride. Hanging out at the Manchester Ice and Event Center in McCall, Idaho with the Red Light District Junior Hockey Talk Show After Hours. Here they are, the BS Boyz. Hey, just a quick reminder, if you'd like to contact the boys and talk live on the air to them or leave them a message, call 971-258-2840. That's 971-258-2840. Or send them an email, bsboyz@live.com. Boys with a Z. Yes, here we are once again in the McCall, Idaho area. A fantastic event going on right now. For those of you that have been following us for the last couple days, you know that this is the 2013 Thorne Cup tournament right here at the Manchester Ice and Event Center in beautiful downtown McCall, Idaho. This place is awesome.
Gorgeous, isn't it? Great weather.
I couldn't have imagined. We've never been here before. We've heard a lot about it, but we have never had a better experience in our hockey broadcasting career.
In the travels that we've had as well.
Which has been, what, about 12 minutes now?
Yeah.
We're gifted in that event.
Well, gifted?
Not.
We'll see. No,
let's see how gifted we are. You know, the WSHL, incorporated in Southern California in June 1994, made application to the USA Hockey as a Junior B League, being granted the interim status, and was received in the inaugural season, and it had 30 games that season, starting out October 1994. Now, it's named the Thorne Cup.
Yes, it is.
And would you like to tell everybody why and who we have in the booth of BS right now with us?
Absolutely. It's named the Thorne Cup for Dr. Don Thorne, and welcome.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I mean, I'm as excited as you guys. I mean, it's been 20 years almost, right?
It has been a long time. How did this come about, Don? How did this league kind of get formed, and you were the spearhead of this?
As most hockey enthusiasts, when you have a child that's in hockey, I was your typical hockey dad, and I had a son, Michael, who was playing midget hockey, and I had sponsored a midget junior team. And I found out there was no representation for junior hockey on the West Coast. So I took a trip over to USA Hockey and met the main guy, Dave Tyler at USA Hockey, and said, I'd like to have a junior team. I have a junior team I'm creating, but I'd like to, get a league going. And he says, you're going to have 4 teams. So I said, okay, I'll be right back. So I went back to basically Huntington Beach at that time, and made some calls to Northern California. I knew the Shark guys up there.
Right.
So we started up with a junior Shark team, a Vegas team, and a San Diego team, or I'll take that back, a Ventura team. And so I went back to USA Hockey and applied in 93, 94, and was granted interim status, assuming we'd behave ourselves and we could keep through that program. So we started that program, and it was unbelievable. We took the Anaheim Junior Ducks. By the way, as a side note, I had Michael Eisner's son on the team. So
From Disney.
Disney,
Yeah.
right. So he was our goalie. But as a contribution, he couldn't do anything, but I went ahead and subsidized the program for the first number of years. And we grew that program, and it was very, very successful. We played out of Lake Arrowhead, and where I met my current wife, Linda, and she was running the where Michelle Kwan was and that. So I brought my team up similar to like here from Boise to McCall.
Okay. How many teams did you start with?
I started with 4, and I went for approximately 10 years and went up through approximately, we got it to 14 teams. We actually divided the league. It got so crazy large to northern and southern divisions. And then what we ended up doing is it got so large because the travel issues and the monies involved that we had 4 teams up in the Alaska area, even up in Whitehorse in the Yukon.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Good
Can you
Lord.
imagine? So around that point, my son was too old, and as the hockey dad went on, I had to find the right person to hand the baton to, and I sold the Junior Ducks to the main man, Ron White.
Okay.
And he was 30 years plus in the program, into hockey, and he really knew USA Hockey, and he took the Junior Ducks and converted to the Bombers. And then he took that team, or the league, and then he became the commissioner probably in 2003 or 4, and we got rid of the Northern Division, and he went from about 7 teams, it dropped to about 3 or 4, and it skyrocketed to close to 25 now.
It has really spread out all across the western U.S. You guys actually, the Anaheim Junior Ducks won the league championship
2
twice.
times, yes.
Inaugural and the 95-96 season.
And that's why it was so special, because that's why for the Bay group here, it's a franchise club. Mm-hmm. And you can't count any of these people out. And I think the Steelheads, you have to hand it to them. They're trying to three-peat this thing.
Yeah.
And let me make one point. I said, of all the programs and all the places I've been, McCall, Idaho has been wonderful. I mean, besides me feeling like a folk hero here, that with the Thorne Cup, I don't know. The program has made me extremely proud, and the township here. What a group of people.
Very welcoming, friendly. Everywhere you go, they're talking to you about it. It's just been wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, when you actually loan your name to a cup,
yes,
and it's being held in, say, a community like McCall, you want your name represented correctly and proudly.
Oh yeah.
And they have done just that. This
more than you can imagine. Yeah. I mean, I'm humbled by it, but it's not about me. It's about the program. There's been up to 5,000 hockey kids that have made this possible, 5,000 parents, hundreds of coaches, and you go on up the road, and of course, Ron White, I have to tip my hat to him. He has really made this thing at another level. The hockey level is twice what it was back when I had the junior. I'd like to say the Junior Ducks could beat the Steelheads, but Ron kind of shakes.
It's like a child, though.
Yes.
It really is. And, when you move on, you want to see that child mature.
Absolutely.
And Ron White has taken that next step, and it's maturing. 22 teams right now in the Western States Hockey League.
Right. And one last point is I'm still looking to provide an incentive. I provide like $7,000 to the program. $3,000 goes to the winner, $2,000 to the runner-up, and yesterday each one of those teams got $1,000 for that program.
That's amazing.
So that comes from the Thorne Foundation, and my son's mom passed away from cancer, but my current wife has helped me also grow this and actually found the Thorne Cup down in Riverside.
Well,
that's phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. You have done your name proud. McCall, Idaho has done your name proud, and we look for great things in the future, and just hats off to you. You've done a great job.
Okay.
Great job.
Okay, well, thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Thanks for wasting the time to come over. Because for those of you that don't know, Dr. Don Thorne, everybody's like wanting a piece of him. And like you said, this little folk hero legend thing. Everyone in this arena is trying to grab a piece of Dr. Don here, and we are honored that he took 10 minutes to come and hang out with us.
Wait till you see what I got this jersey going at the first break with a bunch of little kids going for a hockey jersey. That'll be fun.
We can't wait. Enjoy the rest of the day,
thank
Don.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go, Dr. Don Thorne, the namesake of the Thorne Cup, stopping by the booth of BS. We have the Idaho Junior Steelheads and the Bay Area Seals on the ice right now, taking their warm-ups, which is our signal to get the hell out of Dodge. Shut it off and go over to fasthockey.com. Enjoy the championship series, folks. You know why? Because this is what 6 teams battled for, and this is where they're going to lay it all on the line. We will have a new champion, maybe, depending on how Bay Area does. Idaho chasing that three-peat. Bay Area looking to put a big old cork in it. We'll be back after the game. Don't forget to join Dick Dorfman, fasthockey.com, doing all the play-by-play, and we are out of here.
6 teams, 4 days, and the Thorne Cup will finally be raised today. Welcome to the Thorne Cup Championship game live from Manchester Ice and Events Center in McCall, Idaho. Right here, right now. Game on. Oh, yeah.
Come on along, we're all invited to the coolest game on earth. Let's raise the roof.